So, for all you new and prospective teachers out there, I want to have a quick conversation about what I think is the hardest thing about becoming a teacher and the hardest thing about being a new teacher. Because really, I've narrowed it down to two things. And both of them are very, very important that you know before becoming an actual teacher. So, the first thing, and it is very, very important to know, it is a very practical part of the job and something you're going to deal with every day, is that there's not a lot of time. You run out of time to do a lot more things, and it means you have to take a lot of work home or work over the weekends. Now, the reason for that is you're going to have a lot of tests, you're going to have a lot of assignments, you're going to have a lot of things that you need to give students to show that they meet the curriculum, that they're showcasing their talents and their knowledge on a consistent basis. You can't just give them one test in a unit and that's their mark. You have to give them lots of little things, and that also means you have to mark lots of little things. So for me, I find I try to give my class an assessment every 2 or 3 days, and really each assessment eats up at least an hour to an hour and a half of marking for each of my 3 classes. Now on top of that, as a new teacher, you spend a lot of time trying to get to know the curriculum, making your lesson plans, making your unit plans, and just practicing how you're going to teach. You need to come up with a bunch of new and exciting activities that your students can use and they can learn from. And that can take a lot of time, and it's actually pretty difficult. Even if you have great teachers in your department who are willing to give you resources, willing to give you assignments, it's still sort of like wearing someone else's shoes. They're not broken in properly, they don't quite fit into your style of teaching, but in the short term they'll do. However, you really need to start just making your own. So it takes a lot of time as a new teacher just to do all of these things. So that probably, to me, is practically the hardest part about being a teacher. However, there is one other thing, and it is really tough. It can really break your heart at times. And that is seeing a student either struggle with things at home or seeing them struggle in class, right? Like sometimes you can do everything you can for a student, and it's just not enough, and you have to do more and more and more, and you're giving them all these opportunities, and they're trying, and no matter how hard you try, they just aren't succeeding. Or on the flip side, when you see them come in and they have family troubles at home, if they're dealing with things outside of school, it can be really tough. So for example, some of my students, they're in high school, they go through breakups, right? Or for example, some of my previous students in elementary school whose parents are going through a divorce, the last thing on their mind is school. And you know that, and they know that. However, you have to sort of dance around it and say, look, I really need you to do this. There's nothing we can do about it. You need to show that you can learn. And sometimes your heart just breaks, right? Sometimes there are terrible things that happen to your students, and you just want to be there for them. You just want to give them this big hug and tell them, look, it's going to be okay. But as a teacher, you can't do that, right? Like, you can sit there and talk with them about it. You can get the proper, maybe authorities, maybe proper health agencies involved, but there's only so much you can do. And I think it's natural for us as a teacher to want to be very kind, very caring, very nurturing, and we want to make sure that all of our students are put in the best place possible and exceeding our expectations. And it can be really rough when they aren't for a variety of reasons. And sometimes as a teacher, you take that personally. You can easily fall into the trap of thinking, I'm not doing a good enough job, or if only I could do more, or I really just want to see the student come into my class and be happy, and it sucks that they aren't. What can I do to help? And sometimes that's just not your job. Sometimes it's pointing them towards the proper authority figure or expert in the area, and then going from there. But anyways, those are, to me, the 2 hardest things that I think about being a new teacher and just about teaching in general. Now, I'm sure that will change as I get deeper and deeper into teaching, but I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, please like and subscribe to the channel. Welcome to all of the new community members that we've had over the past little bit. Just as a little bit of a channel update, I am going to start posting some other content. I'll probably start posting some meal prep and just some other cooking stuff. In my spare time, I love to cook, and I'd love to sort of build that into my channel and just have a wide variety of things on this channel that people can come for. So if you're interested in that, also please like the video and subscribe. It would be awesome. And yeah, as always, please stay happy, safe, and healthy, and have a great day, everyone. See you around. Bye.